This is Thinking Out Loud with Dr. Joe Currier, Episode 21, Relational Bridges from Me to We. Welcome to Thinking Out Loud with Dr. Joe Currier. My name's Andrew J. Mason, and this is the show where we hit the pause button on life, head to the locker room for some life-changing halftime inspiration, and then zoom back in and grab the tactics direct from Dr. Joe's playbook to pull it all together when we're on the field. Time has a way of clarifying what really matters. In this episode, Dr. Joe shares a powerful, straight-from-the-heart reflection on relationships that shape our lives and the bridges we build or burn as we move from me to we. Drawing from almost 60 years of marriage, decades of leadership, and time spent along elite athletes and executives, this is a locker room talk for your life about love versus like, intention versus impact, and what it actually takes to prosper together. Here's Dr. Joe.
Oh, it's always my pleasure and privilege. Thank you very much, Andrew. You know, there's so many variables, but one of the things that keeps coming up and kind of grabbing my attention is the word time. Time keeps showing up as a forceful reminder lately. First to me as a man on his journey from birth to death, and as a psychologist and a life coach for the incredible men and women I've had the privilege to work with over the years in great organizations like the Allegiance Group and the NFL Baltimore Ravens. On the Life 101 side of the chronological equation, my wife and I are in our 80s, wow, preparing to celebrate our 60th wedding anniversary. On the career side, I've served the Allegiance Group for over 35 years, and frankly, I've stood on the sidelines watching Mr. Bisciotti, sole owner of the team, raise 2 Lombardi Super Bowl trophies. When I think back over the years, I've come to realize, however, that it's not the time that's the main variable that determines success, happiness, and well-being. It's what you and I have experienced on our way, beginning with the bridges we build or burn from me to we. To me, a bridge is defined by one word: relationships. The connections we experience from the boardroom to the classroom to the locker room, and frankly, back home around the dinner table. The first and most primary relationship, however, is with me, not we. All leadership, in my opinion, is grounded in my authentic self, me, myself, and I. It's not grounded in rank, role, and authority. The seeds for problems begin very early in life when we're taught not to open up our intrapersonal kimono. Everyone knows real men and powerful women don't cry. Never let them see you sweat. We're taught to lie and apologize if we break down. Isn't that a confusing term to describe how honest emotions show up? He broke down. I wish I had $1 to give to charity every time I hear someone apologize when they shed a tear. My dear mother advised me as a child, keep your emotions to yourself. Don't burden people with your sensitive thoughts and feelings. They've got enough on their plate. The traditional success formulas actually build firewalls between work and life, and these diminish the authentic self. It's as if you should leave yourself, 2 words, yourself, this thing that embodies you. It's as if you should leave it in the rain when you punch into work. These behaviors are grounded in the forceful dictum: there is no I in the word team. Oh, by the way, that's true if you mean the egocentric I, when I serve my needs at the expense of yours. But if you're looking closely at the 4 letters in the word team, there are the letters M and E. Me. I am embedded in team, each and every one of us. All leaders, personally and professionally, need a clear, consistent, autobiographical narrative. My life story. We need it in order to help build relationships grounded in 2 forces, truth and trust. Me as an individual on my life journey, and you on yours. Question: who's earned the right to hear your story? When we don't know important parts of each other's life journeys, we're left to make up stories in our minds, which puts you and I and our relationship at risk. This is kind of too cute, but very early on, Carolyn and I imagined the letter R as a representation of our relationship. We agreed that neither one of us had the right to diminish the R. We want to build the R. If we did diminish the R, we would carefront each other in order to repair any damage in the relationship. I noticed over the years we needed to pay attention to and nourish another letter in our relationship, as if it's a flower growing in our marital garden. It's the letter L. I believe that our love, big L, it continues to grow as we celebrate historic marker events, births, anniversaries, birthdays of our children, and so many other family and community bonds. It's another L that I like to look at, and that is like. That really caught my attention. Does she like me? Does she really like me? Like when we were dating. Did I work harder on the relationship during our courting years than today, right now? Was I getting emotionally lazy and distracted by work? Did I miss opportunities to show up in the moment for the joy of don't laugh, an old guy, boyfriend-girlfriend bond? And if not, love relationships can become more kind of like photographs on a bookshelf than a spontaneous hug and kiss because I feel so blessed in the moment. How often has something so special become something so ordinary? I see it on the marital couch when we're doing some type of psychotherapy or marriage counseling. Why did I let it lose its special magic? As if we were losing the sparks of passion in our relationship. As if we have forever to celebrate the gift we have. One more thought regarding our forces, relationship forces. From a survival perspective, relationships are important. There is strength in numbers. However, you may survive, but you are not necessarily prospering. You can raise the relationship bar, in my opinion, by adding those two powerful forces, truth and trust. A major problem arises when partners fail to distinguish between my truth, your truth, and the truth. We stop listening. We fight to be correct, to be right, which again risks diminishing your partnerships. It lowers the R. True leaders, again, in my opinion, do not intend to dominate or to harm. They operate with good intentions. But there's a catch here. I like to kid a bit, a little tongue-in-cheek, when I say good intentions may get you into heaven, but they will not get you into the relationship hall of fame. Consider the flow between intentions versus impact. Dr. Gregory Bateson once told me years ago, he said, Joe, it takes two or more people to understand one human being. I don't know what I don't know. I may think I understand the impact that I'm creating, but I may be wrong. I need you to tell me the difference between how my message and behavior are landing with you. So do you feel heard? Do you feel understood? Or do you feel overpowered and diminished by a partner's passion? Consider this question. It's a real question. What relationship level do you tend to operate on? What I call R1, R2, or R3? And oh, by the way, how is it serving you personally and professionally? So the R1, what I call survival level. Relationship is casual. It's relatively guarded, closed, or somewhat private. You know, I may be willing to share some personal invitation if you ask. And of course, when someone asks a question, I carefully consider my response. The R1 uses cognitive data and surface information, which fosters a superficial level of trust. When asked to go to level 2, I wonder, what does this have to do with business? Or better yet, what are they going to do with this information? So level 1, by the way, Angel, it's not designed to build real relationships, and it's not designed to support what we call FRE, a feedback-rich environment. It's like operating with a blindfold covering your eyes. You're in the dark. Prosper level, R2. Partnership relationships are proactive. Look at that word, proactive. I decide to share more of my story, appropriate levels of my story, including appropriate vulnerable parts of my life. I build higher levels of trust and respect that way. A pathway to R2 is to include feelings and impact points. What were the lessons learned? How did you feel, really feel? The third, R3, self-actualized level. Relationships reflect a more intimate relationship, vulnerability-based trust. sharing my authentic self, showing up, as the kids say, I get real. I'm willing to take more risks and speak the unspeakable. By the way, on the R2 and R3 level, partners are my competition. Oh, and they're also my responsibility. So as I close, I want to return to where I began, with time. Time keeps moving. None of us gets to slow it down, pause it, or rewind it. What we do get to choose is the kind of bridges we build as we move from me to we. Every relationship you and I have, at home, at work, everything in between, is operating at some level. Is it survival, prosper, or self-actualized partnerships? And the truth is, no one else can move that relationship up the ladder for you and I. That responsibility belongs to each of us. Prosperous relationships don't happen because our intentions are good. They happen when you and I are willing to listen for the impact, when we're willing to speak the truth with care and build trust, when we can trust one another to be real. By the way, not perfect, doing the best I can in the moment. So here's my invitation to you and my friends out there. Choose one relationship this week, just one. Ask yourself, 2 words, ask your authentic self. Take a look in that emotional mirror. What level am I operating on? And what would it look like to take one small step higher? Perhaps it's sharing a little more of your story. Right time, right place, right people. Maybe it's asking how your words are landing. Check it out. Get mighty curious. Maybe it's about choosing to listen instead of defending. Time will keep moving. The question is whether the bridges you're building today will help you to merely survive or truly prosper together. I'm Dr. Joe Currier. Blessings on your way.
And thank all of you for listening as well. We'd so appreciate your feedback. Remember to like, comment, or subscribe to us on your podcast app or YouTube. And until next time, this was Thinking Out Loud with Dr. Joe Currier. Leadership transformation, growth acceleration.